Hey, what's up guys? Sloth King here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to test to see if you have a clogged catalytic converter and or muffler on your car. This will work for every single car out there that has an exhaust and an O2 port. And today we are going to be doing this on this 5th gen 2009 Ford Mustang. So there's a weird loss in power randomly, and it's not idling too great. Like it still idles not like fine, but like there's like this lack of like power randomly. And these cars are known to have bad cats. So alongside with that, we're hearing this weird, well, it's not really a weird sound, but it's like this super loud ping that's coming from the exhaust whenever the car has been driven all day and then gets shut off. You know, the sound of whenever you turn off your car and you hear like some like random like tink, 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 tink of like your exhaust just like slowly shrinking down because it's cooling off. This will make those sounds, and then you'll hear a loud ting kind of thing. And I'm not too sure why it's doing that. I think it might be getting too hot. So it could have a clogged cat, which is causing it to get way too hot, causing the metal to expand way too much. And while it's cooling off, you hear that ting really loud. It literally sounds like someone is just grabbing like a small hammer and tapping on a piece of metal, and it just pings. And then it goes away. It does it for like 10 minutes straight, once or twice a minute. So it's really weird. And we're going to find out what's going on. So let's go ahead and let me show you the tool that we're going to use and how to hook it up. And let's do this. All right, so this is the tool right here. I got this off of Amazon. It is a CM tool, exhaust back pressure tester. This is one of the more affordable ones. There are plenty of expensive ones that you can pick up online. And once you open it up, you'll see that you have a hose, an adapter, and then a gauge. And this gauge is a really small PSI range, and it goes, the highest it goes is 3, and then if it goes any higher than that, then it's like, oh, hey, this is like really, really backed up. So usually you want a flow of like a max of like 2.5 PSI of back pressure. If you have any more, then that means something's clogged wherever you're at. So how to hook this up? We have our exhaust right here, and then there's an O2 sensor right down here. I'll show you here in a little bit. And then you have your catalytic converter. And then afterwards, you normally have another O2 sensor, which is after the cat. So to see if your catalytic converter is clogged, you take out this first O2 sensor, screw this thing on here, put that in there, start the car, and see if you have any back pressure. See if it's in a normal range, or if it's like too high. If it's in the red area, that means you have a clog in your cat. And if you don't, you will reinstall that O2 sensor, move on to the second O2 sensor, do the same thing, and if this is clogged, that means your muffler or resonator or something in your exhaust is clogged and it is not allowing free-flowing exhaust. You do that to both sides of your car, and whichever side you have an issue with, that's your issue. So it's not too hard to do. Literally the hardest part is to take off these O2 sensors. Sometimes they are just stuck on there over years of corrosion, rust, high temperature, you name it. So that is literally going to be the hardest part of this whole entire test. So as you can see, I have the Mustang up in the air so I can reach under there easier, and we can hook this thing up. So let's start off with the passenger side where I'm hearing most of the pinging. Let's jump right into this. All right, so we are underneath the passenger side of the vehicle, and you will see this O2 sensor right here. This is the first one we're going to tackle. And actually the second one that I see, it's on the cat itself. So first thing you want to do, you want to follow your connector back and then unplug the connector, because when we take this off, it's just going to spin the wire. It's just going to be a pain to completely remove. All right, so that is nice and disconnected. And in my case, this O2 sensor is going to be a 22 millimeter or a 7/8 wrench. And hopefully this is not on super tight. Oh. Sweet, it actually loosened up. All right, with the O2 sensor out, let's go ahead and get our adapter and screw it in there. All right, and here's the adapter that we are going to put on. And there is usually a rubber gasket that's at the end of both of these. I took the one off right here because I don't want it to burn off whenever I start the car. Honestly, I should also take this one off because I don't know why there's a rubber gasket on here, because it just gets hot. But anyway, whatever. We're gonna send it anyway. So let's go ahead and screw this in and tighten it up. All right, there we go, nice and tight. Let's go ahead and pop our hose on and then run the gauge up into the engine bay. All right, as you can see, I have the hose attached. It is right here. And be careful not to let it touch the exhaust at all whenever you're running it up. I decided to run it up all the way through and just let it rest on the windshield and let the windshield wiper hold it a little bit. So let's go ahead and go start the car and see what the needle says. All right, keep in mind that this might throw an engine code since the O2 sensor is unplugged. All right, it is idling. Let's go ahead and look at the gauge. All right, it is steadily at 0. Let me go see if I can get my assistant to come in here and raise the RPM a little bit. Well, actually, I'm inside the car and I just turned the gauge around. So let's bring it up to 2,500 RPM. Looks good. No clogs. All right, let's go ahead and check the other O2 position. All right, now we're going to try this one right here. Usually this second O2 sensor is like right past the cat, not really inside of it or on the side of it. So yeah, on this car, this O2 sensor is literally just plugged right here, but you can follow it anywhere, wherever it leads on your car. To unplug it, sometimes they go up into the cabin and underneath your seat. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and put our adapter on and then plug it right up, and then we'll see what happens whenever I start the car. All right, about to start the car. And what's nice about this one, the gauge came out to right here. So we can actually see what it's showing. If I can turn down my brightness on my light. All right, let's start her up. Nothing. All right, so the whole passenger side is completely fine. Let's plug it into the driver's side. The exhaust is gonna get hot now. It was already pretty hot. Kind of burned a little bit on my arm, touching part of the exhaust. But before it gets too hot, I'm gonna check the first location, and then we're gonna check the second location on the driver's side. So you already know how it goes. I'm just going to skip to me already having the tool installed, and then we're gonna start it up and see what it shows. All right, guys, we are on the driver's side now, and we are tapped into the O2 sensor right before the cat.
Let's see what this reads at idle. Same, 0. That is good. Now I'm going to rev it up a little bit to 2,500 RPM, and let's see what happens.
And we're totally fine. That is good. That is good back pressure. All right, guys, we're on the last O2 sensor spot, so let's see what this gauge shows. And it looks fine. Let's rev it up. Yeah, it's reading totally fine. Huh. Well, I guess it's not a clogged exhaust or catalytic converter. Interesting. All right, guys, and there you go. That's how you go ahead and test the back pressure on your vehicle. So, as you can tell, the back pressure was completely fine and there were no issues with this exhaust, which is great because a new set of catalytic converters for this car is $400+ for a decent pair. So we're gonna still have to hunt down to see what that noise is. Maybe it's literally just the exhaust. Some cars have louder exhausts that will ping whenever they start to cool down. And the weird thing is, it just recently started happening. It wasn't like an ongoing issue. This literally has just been happening in the past 2 months or so, 3 months at the most. And you guys have probably noticed that I switched up my hat. Usually I wear this whenever I'm working on the cars. This is my Sloth King branded hat. So if you guys found this video helpful and you want to support my channel and want to grab some merch, you can pick up a hat. You can pick up one of these shirts. I also have another design of the shirts as well. I have it in the link in the description below. Go ahead and grab you guys one. And yeah, anyways, that's it for this video. So I'll catch you guys on the next ride.